I'm here at the Valley, home to Charlton Athletic FC, for a brand new Around the Ground. As always, I'll be speaking to their manager, Ben Garner, looking around this huge 27,111-seater stadium, looking through the club's history and also watching the team take on Exeter City in League One. Let's get inside. Charlton Athletic were formed in 1905 and are nicknamed the Addicts. They became a senior side in 1913. 10 years after that, they became known as Giant Killers, knocking Manchester City, West Bromwich Albion and Preston North End all out of the FA Cup. Later on, in 1946 they reached the final but lost. However, a year later they also reached the final once again, and this time victorious. In 1984, things got bad for Charlton, being put into administration due to financial troubles. And then, as soon as they were reformed in 1986, their ground was taken away from them by the EFL after they picked up safety issues. 7 years later though, and Charlton returned to their home before winning the playoff final in a thriller game against Sunderland at Wembley Stadium to promote them to the newly formed Premier League, where they spent 9 seasons. These days, you'll find Charlton Athletic in League One, and after a shaky start to the 22-23 season, they're currently in 18th place. Tonight's opposition, Exeter City, are 5 points and 10 places ahead of them in 8th place. Exeter are in good form at the moment, their last game being an away win 2-0 at Barnsley. On the other hand, Charlton haven't won a game in 8, so they really need to pick up the points tonight, and hopefully they can. The ground that Charlton play at is called the Valley, an all-seater stadium with a capacity of 27,111, the biggest in South London. The patch of ground that the Valley sits on has been used by the club since 1919, and the all-time record attendance here is 75,000, achieved when playing Aston Villa in the 1938 FA Cup. Outside of the ground, you'll find a statue of the late Sam Bartram, a former English professional footballer and manager. He played as a goalkeeper during his playing days and played for Charlton Athletic for 22 years. As you can guess, he holds the record for the most appearances for the club. Now, one unique thing about the club stadium is that they've actually got a museum. Now, unfortunately, it's not open on evening games like tonight's. However, if you are coming down on a weekend, I'd highly recommend visiting, as they've got several really interesting, unique artefacts from throughout the club's history. Another cool thing about the club is their massive superstore. They've got loads and loads of merchandise in here, including their brand new shirts, socks, shorts, books, programmes, scarves, mugs, loads of stuff. Okay, so as always we've got some food and we did get 2 pies this time. Something you don't usually get, we usually get burgers, hot dogs. But yeah, we've gone with a steak and ale pie and a chicken, gammon and leek pie. Both of them look really good. And they've got the club printed on them, so let's tuck in.
Players and others. Flares convert 2,500 degrees Celsius.
A really good atmosphere was starting to build in the Valley, and the two teams walked out onto the pitch. And a few minutes later, we kicked off. Charlton started well. They were playing some really nice football and had multiple good chances in a row. This corner from Charlton was a really well worked set piece. Unfortunately, the shot didn't have enough power to get past the keeper, but it was a good idea and Charlton kept on pressing. Despite pressure from the Addicts, Exeter had a few chances of their own, and the game was turning into a really end-to-end affair. In the 20th minute, Charlton finally and deservedly got their first goal. Blackburn getting past the offside trap, cutting inside and firing the ball past the Exeter City goalkeeper. 1-0. Charlton continued to attack and made a couple of silly errors which led to good Exeter City chances. But credit goes to Charlton. They never sat back after scoring, and 4 minutes later they scored another. Fraser winning the ball back, putting it into the box, Stockley heading goalwards and Hartridge deflecting it in. 2-0. Exeter were quick to respond though, and in the 37th minute, Stansfield found the back of the net with a stunning strike from outside of the box. And that was all for an exciting first 45 minutes, 2-1 to Charlton. 15 minutes later, the players were back out to the pitch, ready to restart. Not much happened early on in the second half, however, in the 74th minute, an absolute rocket shot from Sparks hit the underside of the Charlton crossbar, so close to going in. The Addicts were starting to make mistakes, and it was looking good for Exeter. But some slip-ups at the back meant nothing to Charlton's attack. In the 83rd minute, a weak shot from Dobson falling to the feet of Chucks, who slotted the ball home, 3-1. Just moments later, Blackett-Taylor blasted the ball into the box, Payne heading home to secure the win. In the 94th minute, things got worrying for Charlton. Exeter City awarded a penalty. And Sam Nome stepped up, converting it. But it was too little, too late for Exeter. The full-time whistle blown. 4-2 to Charlton Athletic. After the game, I attended the press conference of the Charlton manager, Ben Garner.
and clinical as well, something perhaps you hadn't been over the last few weeks.
Yeah, and we've been saying it for a couple of weeks, a little bit of fortune as well. You know, we get the one in the first half that I don't know if it was Jaden flicked and it deflected, or it went straight in off the defender, and then Chuck's in off the post. Those things haven't been going for us. They've been hitting the post and coming out. So, but we got there. We created good opportunities. Impact of the subs, very, very good, really positive. A good all-round group performance.
And you've been waiting for Chucks to come back, and he announced his return in familiar fashion for Charlton fans. He scored a lot off the bench over the last few years. Yeah,
you can see what we've been missing, and we were just talking about in there as a staff. I think, we'd probably be 6 to 8 points better off if he'd been available, because coming on for 15-20 minutes and doing what he's just done would make a huge difference. So really pleased to have him back. You've seen what quality he gives us. Also Corey Blackett-Taylor, Payne coming on, Albie Morgan, all of them. Sean Clare, brilliant today. They all picked up the pace of the game so well, gave us energy, gave us quality, and I've said from day one that's what we need to be successful. We need a strong group.
Does it come as a bit of a weight off the shoulders of the players who probably would have been frustrated with the recent run?
Yeah, they're frustrated, but I don't think I think if you look at some of the football we played tonight, when apparently we're under pressure, we haven't had a win in a little while. Imagine what they can do if we get 3 or 4 on the bounce and really get a run going. The bravery and the courage to play. Second half at 2-1 up, under pressure, and a lot of teams would just boot it, and we passed our way out and played through the pitch. I can't give them enough credit tonight. I thought they were excellent.
One sour note, Miles going off. Can you tell us about that?
He just rolled his ankle. It's being assessed as we speak. Hopefully nothing serious, because excellent tonight, brilliant. He's coming on leaps and bounds. He really is. So we're very much fingers crossed for good news with that. It's still a young man. We can't get too carried away, but he's developing really nicely.
Yeah, it seems to have progressed even further from the very start of the season when he first came in.
Yeah, the thing that impressed me from day one, even the first week of pre-season, I remember clearly on the training ground, working with him away in Spain, and everything that was going in was staying in. And I thought, this lad's going to come on leaps and bounds, because he's a sponge. He wants to learn, he wants to improve. Combine that with the ability and physical profile he's got. Wonderful return for him so far this season. But we've got to keep doing right by him and keep developing him in the right way. But yeah, he's done fantastically well, and I'm sure there's a lot of proud people around.
I think Jaden probably himself would have said he had a fairly frustrating start to the season, so happy to be on the score sheet the other day, happy to try and claim one today. Yeah,
I hope he gets it. Dukes, he was in the right place. I thought his hold-up play was brilliant today, and also his understanding about the ball. I thought him and Miles, and then him and Albie did really well, and we nullified them with the ball. At a spell at the end of the first half where I think it was more we stopped attacking, we stopped playing a little bit, and gave them a little bit of momentum. But second half, I thought we dealt with it really, really well, and created good opportunities, scored good goals, and possibly could have 1 or 2 more as well.
It's a bit of a long wait now until the Portsmouth game. Would you rather the game as a Saturday so you could try and build on that momentum sooner?
It is what it is. We've mapped out what we're doing, so the players will have a little rest now, and then we're building into Portsmouth on Monday night. I'm looking forward to it. Team that have started the season really well on Sky here at the Valley. Atmosphere tonight brilliant. Fans were terrific, and because we haven't won in a while, and it could have turned sour, and there might have been a bit of negativity at the start of the game, but there wasn't. They were fully behind the players. I really appreciate that. I think it shows the class of our fans here, and we're unbeaten. We're unbeaten at home, and it's 3 wins, 3 draws in the league, and a couple of cup wins here as well. So we want to keep that home form going as long as we can. I think the longer we can be unbeaten here, it becomes a real strength to us with teams coming here.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, that is the end of yet another Around the Ground, and I really hope you have enjoyed watching. Thank you so much to Tom, the media guy here at Charlton Athletic, for arranging the whole day. We really did have a good time, and it's a lovely club, and I'd highly recommend visiting if you are ever near the area. In terms of the game, I think it was really end-to-end, really entertaining. 6 goals in total, some dodgy refereeing decisions, some scrappiness in there as well. Obviously, we had the penalty near the end of the game. We had a couple crossbar hits as well. I was listening to the Exeter boss, and he was saying that if that shot that hit the crossbar went in, it would have been 2-2, and you know, he would have fancied his own team to win the game. So it could have gone either way, but luckily Charlton did come away with the full 3 points, and it's great to see them get back to winning ways. If you did enjoy watching, please make sure to like, subscribe, share and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.